In today's video, we're checking out the brand new wireless system from the folks at Boya. This is their Boya Mic 2. It's the AI-powered mini microphone system. Now, this is a wireless system that also offers 32-bit float internal recording. We get 2 transmitters to a single receiver, and I'll be testing it today on a couple of different mirrorless cameras. Let's get into it. I don't know about you, but this cloud looks pretty ominous right behind me right here, and it's moving this way, so we'll see how we go. In today's video, we're checking out this Boya wireless pack. Just a quick disclosure before we get into it. This is a product provided review, meaning Boya have sent this out to the channel for this particular review. I do get to keep this sample unit, but they haven't paid me in addition to that to make this video, and all thoughts about this are my own. Now, I've tested plenty of different wireless packs over the last 5 years or so, and I've tested plenty from Boya as well, and this definitely takes things to the next level in terms of what it can offer. Now, this will be sort of like a first impressions review of this as well. I haven't opened this as of shooting this particular section, so we're going to do the all-important distance test, the vlogging test, and all the stuff I usually do on these type of review videos, and I'll timestamp everything down below. Anyway, I'm looking forward to opening this up and seeing what we get in the box. Here we go. All right, let's open this up. We get a nice charging case here. There's a USB-C port on the back, and you just flip it open this way to open it. And as you can see, we've got 2 transmitters to a single receiver. The receiver is nice and light. There's a top button over here, and it has a nice big screen on it, power button on the front, and a nice sturdy clip. Now, if you actually want this to charge within the case, then you need to take off this little plastic tab. Just by default, they come packaged like this. So yeah, if it's not charging, get rid of these guys. With those plastic tabs removed, when I plonk this back into the case here, you'll see that it will actually turn on and start charging. These transmitters are really cool. They're nice and small. We get a power button, a noise cancellation button on this side, and a record button over here. So this gives us up to 8 gigabytes of internal storage, and then we can essentially connect this to a computer if we need to access those files and download them into our project. Also remove these tabs. Now, if you want to use this with a computer, we've got this USB-C adapter for the receiver. So this plugs into the back of the receiver, and then you can plug this into either a phone or a computer and use it as an audio device. Now, I can appreciate the fact this was charged and ready to go straight out of the box, so that's always a good thing. All right, let's see what else we get in here. Also included in the box, we get this little pack of goodies. We get some instructions, we get a warranty card, a USB-C to USB-C cable. We get 2 furries for using this outside to prevent wind noise, which is awesome. We'll test this out coming up. We get a 3.5mm TRS to TRS audio cable. This is used for sending the receiver's audio to your camera. There's also a little bag of goodies here, so let's check this out. We get 2 lavalier microphones, 2 of these little pop filters for them as well, which is a welcomed addition, and some clips here. Now, if you want to use the lavalier microphones, you can go ahead. They're a little more isolated, but the best audio will come from the one that you actually clip onto your jacket, and we'll test that out right now. All right, now let's do a quick audio comparison between my Saramonic Ultra and the new Boya Mic 2. So you're listening to the Saramonic Ultra right now. Let's switch it over. You're now listening to the Boya Mic 2 wireless pack running exactly the same scenario. So I've got it set up on safety track, which means one of the 2 stereo tracks is recorded at a lower volume. Just in case something clips, I can then adjust it and fix it in post. But this is how it sounds now with the Boya Mic 2. Let's switch it back. And back to the Saramonic Ultra. Now, the Ultra has been my favorite pack over the last few months because of its audio quality. I'd be really interested to see just how this compares. And I'm not going to turn on any of the noise cancellation on either pack. Let's switch it back. And back to the Boya Mic 2. Let us know if there's a huge difference in terms of audio quality, fidelity, and how this actually handles all of the wind noise right now as it starts to rain. So one more test, let's switch it back. And back again to the Saramonic Ultra. From now on, for the rest of the video, you'll be listening to this one. The setup process for the receiver was nice and simple. We get a touch screen display that you can easily navigate around. It's exactly the same setup as that of the Saramonic Ultra. So I'm already very familiar with that particular process, and getting the gain structure correct and all that kind of stuff was a piece of cake. So I hope you like the audio quality of this. I should also point out, while the setup is the same, the actual physical build of both of them are different to each other. And these transmitters are actually smaller, which I really like. On this side of the transmitter over here, we have our record function. So what you're listening to is the audio being recorded to the GH7. And now you're listening to the audio being captured directly into the Boya Mic 2. And I'm holding it differently on purpose because some weirdos like to use wireless mics like this. Clip it onto your shirt, but anyway, I digress. Back to the audio on the GH7 and back to the Boya Mic recording. Now, in my experience, the internal recording always sounds better than it does going directly to the camera because you're bypassing the preamp. All right, let's do the all-important distance test. Now, this pack is rated up to 300 meters line of sight, which means with the transmitter and receiver being able to see each other, nothing in the middle. And we're gonna test out, well, maybe not 300 meters or 985 feet, but what we're gonna do is just go back here and see how well it performs. Now, I'm at least 10 meters back already. I'm gonna turn around and keep talking, and if it cuts out or does anything funny, I'll leave some annotations on screen. It's not uncommon for packs to fail when I do this test. I should also point out I'm using the noise cancellation because there's a construction crew over there and it's actually windier than it probably looks on the camera. So yeah, let's keep going back here. This is probably, I would say, 20 or so meters back. At this distance, if I turn around and keep talking, it will no doubt cut out, which is completely normal. So speed if it does cut out. All right, let's keep going backwards here. And I'll go back to probably another 10 meters or so. Actually, it's probably more like 40 meters just eyeballing this. My car looks pretty small and you can get a good sense of how this works at a distance. I'll walk back to the camera here to replicate a walk and talk, and I may speed this up if it works fine. So yeah, anyway, I'll comment on this in just a moment. Whew, it's cold this morning. Looking and listening back to that test on my camera here, the pack did sort of glitch as I broke line of sight, but it was fine in all of the other scenarios. So if you plan on using this at a distance, it should be really good. Now, if you're in a situation where it's unpredictable, there might be people passing through, blocking the signal or whatever, maybe at a product show, hit record on the transmitter just to be sure. But if you're in a situation where you're just doing a walk and talk in a very similar situation to what I just showed you, it's not going to be a problem at a distance. We get 3 different recording modes. So right now I'm using both transmitters in mono mode. So irrespective of which one I use, it's going to come out evenly on the recording. Now we're over to stereo mode. So as I use this one, you can hear it coming out of the right-hand side, and as I use this one, you can hear it coming out of the left, or vice versa. I'm not sure which one is actually which. Over to safety track, which essentially records 2 tracks in mono at different levels, and this works with 1 or 2 transmitters. I'm just using 1 right now, so this will give me a secondary audio file recorded to the camera, which is actually lower, which means if I get loud or something really loud happens and it would clip the microphone input on the camera, it's still going to be fine. I got a second safety track of audio, which is great. Let's try the AI noise cancellation. So as you can see right now, there's plenty of cars going by. There's also plenty of trucks that usually go past this spot, and it's quite windy. So what I'm going to do now is just turn on the noise cancellation, and a green light will appear right here letting you know that it's on. So let us know if you can hear a huge difference with this on or off. The wind's also kicked up quite a lot right now, so we'll see whether or not there's a massive difference with it on or off. I'll just stop talking for a sec. And now I'm going to turn noise cancellation off. And back on. So it should be helping reduce some of this background noise. Man, it just got really loud. That truck was so loud. So yeah, let us know what you think. Say for example, I'm on the street doing a vlog or a documentary and I want to talk to someone. We get an omnidirectional polar pattern on this microphone, which means it works great in an interview scenario like this. And again, this is with the noise cancellation on out here on a really windy day. You can see that the trees behind me are moving quite a lot. It's windier than it looks. I wish I had hair. Actually, no, we're all good. But yeah, as you can see, you can use this in a number of different situations. So if you're doing a product show, for example, I could see a pack like this making life a whole lot easier. This is the first pack with AI noise cancellation that actually works. I'm shocked. I would use it myself, which is saying something. Usually I would avoid it at all costs and then just do it in post-production using Final Cut, for example. So with this pack, it actually does what it's supposed to do. It removes the noise and isolates the voice. So well done, Boya. From a build quality perspective, the only thing I'm not a huge fan of so far are these things right here. These little wind furries. They're a little too easy to fall off. If you pick it up by this, it's going to fall off. When I've actually unclipped the wireless transmitter, it's come off a few times as well. So I'd probably just put a piece of tape around this, or if you plan on just using this outside all of the time, you can find a more semi-permanent option just by using some double-sided tape or something like that as well. But yeah, they work well, but they just fall off way too easily. Now going into the menu, you can also set this up for particular camera systems. It will set the gain structure up for you. There's Sony, Canon, Fuji, Panasonic, and Nikon, and all the other brands as well. So you can go through and find the right model for your camera. And now you're listening to the lavalier microphone that's included in the box. This is another great thing to have included. It saves you having to buy it. If you like a more isolated sound, this is a really great choice. Just know there's no sort of dead cat filter like this for the lavalier microphone. So if you're using this in a windy situation, you might have some wind noise, but you can easily get one of those online. I love the fact you can see the battery life and remaining recording time on each transmitter while it's in the charging case. This case keeps the units charged even when it's not plugged into the wall. You're currently listening to the recording quality going directly into my Mac via that little USB-C dongle I showed you earlier. At the end of the day, I think this is a really high quality pack when it comes to its audio capability. The distance test also worked really well, and if you're doing any sort of vlogging or if you're at a product show where you want to do an interview, the omnidirectional microphone will give you excellent results. I'm actually, again, shocked at the quality of the noise cancellation. Usually those things are avoided at all costs, but they did a really great job with this. If you want to check this out, I'll link it below. Leave a thumbs up if you can. If you want to watch more videos like this, I'll leave my wireless playlist down in the description box. Catch you soon.